Good evening, friends. Today I'm going to read something a strange passage that surprised me when I read first time, and I was praying about God, show me what this is all about. And by grace of God, I was able to understand, and I hope that it will share new light and you will enjoy it. I'm trying to read from Gospel of Luke, chapter 22nd, verse 35 and onwards. And he said to them, when I sent you without money bag, knapsack, and sandals, did you lack anything? So they said, nothing. Then he said to them, but now he who has a money bag, let him take it, and likewise a knapsack. And he who has no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Why in the world Jesus, who preaches about loving enemies, who says that if somebody hit on your one cheek, turn another cheek to him, is asking his disciple to carry a sword with him? And if you look back again in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 51 and onwards, he said, and suddenly one of those who were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword, struck the servant of the high priest, and cut off his ear. But Jesus said unto them, put your sword in its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword. So Jesus first asked them that, do you have a sword? And they say, yes, we have two of them. And Jesus also say, if you don't have a sword, go sell your garment and buy sword. And when they went to Gethsemane, one of the disciples used the sword and cut the ear of the servant of high priest. And Jesus said that, don't use it, put back. It sounds like strange. Why Jesus is asking taking a sword and not using it? And Jesus himself gave the answer in Luke chapter 22 and verse 37. For I say to you that this which is written must still be accomplished in me. And he was numbered with the transgressors. For the things concerning me have an end. So Jesus says that it is written that I should be considered among the transgressors. Do you want to see that where Jesus was considered among the transgressors? Turn with me Isaiah 53 verse 12. Therefore I will divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors. So this was the prophecy in Isaiah, that he will be considered among the transgressors. Why in the world Jesus has to be considered a transgressor? It's a very interesting point. Now, Jesus died for sinners. But why he has to consider among transgressors? Now, if you try to understand what the sinner means, we say that sinners means whoever commits the sin. Well, the Greek root word is used for sinner is hamartano. And hamartano was used to describe the missing mark. It came from just like in Olympic, when the shooter shoots the target, and whenever he misses the target, he is called hamartano. That means he missed the target. In our words, if somebody missed the target in shooting, he is called a sinner. So there is in Old Testament, there are so many laws. Love thy God with all your heart. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. So those are the marks we all miss. We may not be doing all of them, but there are 693 laws. So we may be missing marks on some of them or all of them. Basically, we will not earn God's favor in our life by missing marks. That is called sinners. And Jesus died that he committed no sin. There was no sin in him. And there was a testimony given by so many that he was sinless. That means he met all the marks. He hit all the targets. And by him meeting all the hitting all the targets, by him meeting all the marks, we got the favor of God. So that is part of the sinners. Now let's look at the transgressor. Why he has to be considered among transgressors? Transgressors, in a simplest form, is the sin committed intentionally. So if you take a sword or a knife, you have a control or power to not act upon it. But if me and you or somebody use the sword and kill somebody, that's a deliberate sin or deliberate action of sin. There are times when we have the opportunity not to lie, but we deliberately lie. There are times we have an opportunity not to get angry, but we deliberately get angry. There are times we have opportunity not to do wrong things, but we deliberately do that. And with every deliberately committed sin, there is a consequence of punishment. So Jesus considered himself, counted himself among the transgressors, and he took all the penalty of all our transgression and set us free. So that is why Jesus has to be considered among transgressors, so we can be set free from the punishment. My friends, Jesus' death on the cross not only brings us the freedom from curse, a freedom from punishment for committing sin, and a freedom from committing the transgression. We are all set free. And that is why Jesus said that you know the truth, and truth will set you free. Now you know the truth, that you are set free from curse, you are set free from sin, you are set free punishment of sin, you are set free from the punishment of transgression. It's a total forgiveness and total freedom. And when we have a total freedom, we can love God like anything. We can run to him and ask anything. We can go to God with boldness. So Jesus' death as a transgressor has a big reward for us. I hope that when you look at the cross, think about it, that you are free from curse, you are free from punishment of sin, you are free from the punishment of transgression. And that is why Jesus has to be cursed, Jesus has to be die as a sinner, and Jesus has to die as transgressor. May God bless you and bring you peace and joy. Thank you.